March the 29th. Rise and shine. This is Coffee Talk. Good morning to you. We get together 7 days a week, chat about what's going on in the world of weather. And let me tell you something, rain chances are on their way up. Take a look at the rain chances over the next couple of days. For today, a 10% coverage of rainfall. For tomorrow, a 70% coverage of rain. What's going on? What is happening? Essentially, for today, we've got some moisture coming on in, particularly in South Florida. But look out west. You see all those storms? Watch it. Watch it, watch it, watch it. For tomorrow, lots of rain around. It's going to be a wet Sunday. The good news for us is it does not look like anything's going to be too strong, so we don't have to deal too much with it in terms of severity. In terms of overall impacts, well, that's a different story. All right, let's take you outside, see what's doing on our Tower Cam network. Here's a shot in Daytona Beach. It is so pretty outside. It's one of those days. I do hope you find an opportunity to go outside and enjoy. I really do. I better get a chance. All right, New Smyrna Beach. Let's check in, see. Yeah, there's definitely clouds over top of us, right? For sure. All right, Kennedy Space Center. Let's see what's doing by you. There's Falcon 9. That's going to be the Fram 2 mission. That's the one that's supposed to go up on Monday. There's another Falcon 9 over at Slick 40. I believe it's 40, 41. I can't even remember right now. That one will go up tomorrow. That's going to be a Starlink. So we've got a launch for tomorrow. Hopefully, weather, of course, notwithstanding. And then on Monday. All right, down the shoreline, let's head over to Port Canaveral. Oh, yeah. It's pretty. It's pretty. Mr. Roberto, how are you?
Mr. Burr, sir, how are you today?
I'm good, buddy.
Do you need anything today?
Just your friendship.
Oh,
Thank you, buddy. My Roberto. Look at that. I want to go out and play at the port. I want to go on a cruise. All right, we do have a couple of showers that we have been tracking out that direction. So here's our first warning live Doppler radar. Let's zoom on in, see what's doing. We'll zoom in. We'll put a loop on it, and there you go. Nothing too strong. But if you live in Brevard or Volusia even, ooh, that's sweet. Or even Orange and Seminole. We've watched a few of those showers sneaking on in. So there's going to be the chance of a little bit of rain today. Not too bad. Here's a look at our 12-hour forecast for you. Up to 77, 11 o'clock, 80 degrees by 1, and 84 by 3 o'clock this afternoon. So we're looking pretty good. Questions about today's forecast, friends? We're looking pretty good. A sprinkle or two this afternoon. That's going to be about it. That's not a problem. Before I move into tomorrow, I just wanted to check. How we doing for today? Yeah. We doing good? We doing good? Let's see here. Good morning from me and the kids. All right. Other Eric, good morning to you. Joanne, good morning. How are you? Barb says good morning. Good morning to you. All right. So we're looking good today. Let's talk about the storm threat for tomorrow. First off, before we go into anything, and we'll look at the model data together. But before we do that, let's just talk about the changes in model runs. All right. As of this morning, we've been noticing a trend to wetter conditions. The models have all been upping the overall accumulation of rainfall. The trend has been shifting from just afternoon storms to kind of more of an all day event. Not saying a washout, but rather there will be rain morning, noon, and night. Whether it impacts you is going to be dependent. And in terms of movement, it's still just saying the entire peninsula. So that's staying pretty consistent. All right. So, how does it play out? Well, first off, let's just dial right into it. Futurecast, timing it out tomorrow. All right. I'll start with today. Don't you worry. I want to see today. All right. I got you. I'm also going to bring it mostly cloudy here. I'll bring it full screen. Mostly cloudy. Through lunchtime, we start to see some more sunshine. That's going to allow those temperatures to climb. And then particularly west or even southwest, sunset time frame, 6, 7, 8 o'clock, you see some of those rains around. Not too big, not too intense, but some rains. Then overnight, 6, 7 o'clock. Here's 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. When we're doing coffee talk, looks like there's going to be some ribbons of heavier rainfall around, okay? So we'll be using the radar tomorrow. Notice though, 10, 11, 12 o'clock, it doesn't go away. It just kind of shifts around a little bit to the east coast. Then the sea breezes get charged up, and that leads to stormier weather. Looks like the metro off to the east is where we'll see the best coverage of rainfall for tomorrow. Everything out west, it looks like it wants to fade just a little bit. All right. So, in terms of like rainfall accumulation, this is a product we use a lot during the summertime. All right. Definitely the highest coverage of rain is out east. Okay. That's kind of that is the easiest way to look at it, if it makes sense. Okay. Still a pretty decent chance of rain out west. It's just not as high. I always like this graphic. It overly tells that story. Makes sense? All right. Now, the next question. How much rain are we going to see? Burris, talk. All right. Here's our futurecast model. If I can find it. There it is. All right. Here's our futurecast model, and I'm going to run futurecast right through. All right. Not a ton today, but through about 11 o'clock tomorrow. All right. This is how much rain Futurecast is saying will fall. Again, notice western spots, half inch of rain or less. The metro off to the east, lots of those darker greens. That's a half inch to an inch. The deepest green, 1 to 2 inches. And then you get into the yellows and oranges, that's 2, 3, 4, 5 inches of rain. Okay, that's our Futurecast. Let's change over. Let's look at the global models. Well, what is the GFS saying? What is the European saying? You're supposed to be the weather nerd. You're supposed to illustrate this for us. They've been trending wetter as well. The GFS saying widespread half an inch to an inch, pockets 1 to 2, 2 to 3. Okay. European saying widespread half an inch to an inch with some pockets of 1 to 2. So there's now a growing idea that we're going to get a good soaking tomorrow. And it's been a good while since we've seen a soaking rain, or at least a decent rain. Quarter of an inch of rain or more. 33 days. It's been over a month since we've seen that. So it makes perfect sense that things like our Keach Byram drought index numbers continue to climb. We're in a pretty significant situation there of dry soil over in Lake County. The only reason that today the fire danger is not high is because we're watching more moisture moving into the atmosphere. Okay. That moisture moving in, though, is also building up our rip currents at the area beaches. So if you're heading that direction, probably not the best forecast. All right. So Orlando Pride today looking fantastic. Pints and Paws looking fantastic. We've got ourselves a great forecast. Here's a look. Central Florida's certified most accurate 7-day forecast showing the stormy weather for tomorrow, keeping some rains around Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But what? What's that? Thursday, Friday. Are my eyes deceiving me? Do I? Do I see it? Yeah. Thursday and Friday, the first 90-degree days this year. And by the way, those 90s probably continue right into the weekend. All right. So that's a look at our 7-day forecast showing stormy weather for tomorrow, the opportunity for rains continuing first half of the week next week, and then the heat building. What about the coastal communities? You know, we're doing this now. We've got 2 7-day forecasts. We include a 7-day forecast for our coastal friends. If you live out that direction, air temperatures not as warm, will be to the upper 70s today. Rain chances rising. We'll keep some showers around Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You're not going to hit the 90s, though, along the coastline. You'll stay in the 80s. So there's that. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. And that, my friends, is the quick wrap up of the forecast. Now, I'm done just yentering it up. I'll check with your commentary, and we'll go from there. Daniel's asking, how's the rain tomorrow for SeaWorld? It's looking to have storms. Absolutely. A high coverage of rain, as we were discussing. So, yeah, I would say if you've got weekend plans outdoors, today is probably the better of the 2 days. Let me hold on. Let me pull up the weekend forecast. All right, stand by. Hold on, it's loading. It's loading. It's the computer's running about as slow as I am today. All right, there we go. Save you. Yep. All right. Go. There we go. There we go. All right, there's your weekend forecast. So for today, today's the green checkmark day. On our weekend forecasts, we always try to put that there to illustrate which day is the better of the outdoor days. Tomorrow, wet. Yeah. And the one thing that I would also add is if we're talking about the 7-day forecast, if you have to have rain on a weekend, let's just make it a soaker. I mean, if it's going to be a wet day and not give us much in the drought relief, what's the point? So let's just go for this thing at that point, right? At least that's the way I look at it, you know? Jeannie Rowan says, "No! What happened? What? I will melt." No, stop it. Hold off the 90s until after next weekend. I know, Matt. It's just the way it goes. That's just the way it is. Some things will never change. If I look at my Facebook memories, it's all me talking about 90s, like over the years. So funny. Jan says, "We need rain badly. Neighbor left party pit burning again last night in the wind. I took care of it." A fire pit, you mean? I've never heard of a party pit, though. Yeah, when we're talking about deficits, though, we've now crossed into a 5-inch deficit in Leesburg, and we're getting awful close to that in Daytona Beach. So, when talking about rain and how badly we need rain, there's an absolute need for rainfall. Absolute need for rainfall. So, yeah, there's that. All right. Questions, comments, concerns? I want to make sure you're taken care of, my friends. Daniel says, "I work at SeaWorld." Very cool. Very cool. Rachel's asking, will we still have the strong winds tomorrow too? I'm in Cape Canaveral. Winds will be calming down, but of course, in some of these storms, if they get feistier, then the winds will definitely be picking up a bit. Mario says, "Pollen has my car looking like a lemon pepper flavored chicken wing. We need this rain tomorrow." I know. That's the other thing is it'll help with the allergens. So let's do what we got to do. Kara says, "Planned a rain day, pot of soup, and reading good books." Oh man, that sounds great. That sounds great. We're going to the DeLand Wildflower and Garden Festival this morning. That sounds pretty nice. I like that. Tiffany, I need it to warm up my pool. Well, the 90s will definitely help us out a little bit for sure. Party pit is like a mosh pit, but on fire. Yeah. Ay, ay, ay. Thank you for coming to talk to our students. It was fantastic meeting you. You as well, Haley. Always my pleasure. Absolutely. Tornado chance tomorrow, low, hopefully. So, Charles, in talking about severe weather threats, the next couple of days, there is a threat of severe weather, but it's not in our area. For today, it's basically Oklahoma, extreme northwest Arkansas, into Kansas and Missouri. For tomorrow, a level 3 out of 5 risk for strong to severe storms. It's going to be a nasty afternoon from essentially Chicagoland all the way down through to Mississippi, Little Rock, even all the way down to like Tupelo, Mississippi. So tomorrow's going to be one. And then looking at Monday, you can see that entire eastern seaboard, right? There's a pretty good chunk of real estate dealing with a severe weather threat. So let's just talk first off about that severe threat. Here's a look at it a little up close. Um, New York City under a level 1 threat, but look at the size of Sunday's severe threat, essentially the entire eastern seaboard. Now, when we look at that coming down here to central Florida, it cuts off just in our northernmost communities. So we do not suspect that the energy would be there for strong to severe storms. We'll see how that plays out, of course. All right. All right. So that's kind of where we're at. All right. Good question, though. It's sprinkling here in Titusville. Hopefully, we get more. Just a couple of showers. Yeah. Heading to the farmer's market and getting errands done so I can stay in with Netflix tomorrow. Yeah, get all the stuff done today. Absolutely. It's a great day to do it. It really, really is. Today is the Melbourne Arts and Crafts Show. I'm going. That sounds like fun. I like it. Is it tornado season in Tornado Alley? It is. Yeah, Charles says good. We get enough during hurricane season. I know, which is ticking closer and closer. I have on this computer I'm talking to you Phil Klotzbach's forecast. I interviewed Phil Klotzbach. We're ready. I'm holding it. His forecast comes out Thursday. We chatted about the forecast. So Friday of next week, it won't be live, but on Friday of next week, we will have Phil Klotzbach. I don't know if I'll do it Friday or if I'll just put the interview out um, Thursday when his forecast is issued. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But I've got it in the can, so we're good to go. Tim says, "Good afternoon. It's very chilly in Bergen, Norway." That's a that's the other side of the planet there. I hope it's a light and slow moving rain. My grass is bad. Yeah, we all need it for sure. Selfish question: do you think there will be enough humidity to get some vapor? Oh, geez, Matt. I I dread this time of year for them. Always scary. We don't need to be scared of anything. Even hurricanes. We're going to get through them together. Listen, we've gotten through a ton of stuff. We're always going to be here together for each other, right? I think that's the biggest thing that I love about Coffee Talk is we're all together. We're always going to be tracking storms together. And as I say, have said and will say all the time, um, I will always fight to keep your trust. It's one thing to earn it, it's another to keep it. So there's that. Chris, did Dr. Phil say anything surprising? I don't think that Phil Klotzbach had anything surprising to say. Everything is pretty consistent, and so I've got his full interview. We're going to I'm going to do a story for TV with it, and then of course um, we'll have the Coffee Talk full uninterrupted interview. So yeah, another Coffee Talk drive-through guest. It's like Christmas all over again, Gene Merlin. Barb, oh, I like that. You've survived 100% of your hardest days so far. Love that. That's why we're going to be fine. So yeah, when hurricane season comes, I'll be here with you. Okay? We'll get through it together. Yeah, there you go, Tammy. Sings High School Musical. We're all in this together. That's right. That's right. Want to let y'all know, join the Tavares community tonight at 7 p.m. Wooten Park, candlelight vigil, remembrance of, yeah, golly, Cindy. Please consider wearing blue in his honor throughout the day. Citrus Sky Bar and others will be donating 100% of the proceeds from special blue items to his family. That is a terrible story. Anything we can do to help our community, right? All right. I'm going to get our hurricane things ready in the event we need to evacuate this summer. Be prepared, not scared. That's it. And I always tell everybody too, um, get one or two things. In the spring months, get one or two things each time you go to the grocery store and you're good to go. That's all. Just get it doesn't have to be an expensive purchase. Just add $2 every time you go to the grocery. That way you're good to go. I always think that that's the best way to do it. Always the best way to do it. Yeah. Surf Cafe downtown. Oh, interesting, Kara. Sounds good. Questions, comments, concerns, my friends? We've got the rain in the forecast tomorrow. Not really looking at a severe threat, which is good. But the overall setup is pretty easy. Rain chances are rising and lingering into next week, right? And again, if you missed it off the top, we're looking at the trends in the models. We're trending wetter and we're trending to more of an all day rain event instead of just the afternoon. So those are the changes in our overall forecast, right? All right. Questions, comments, concerns? We good? I like it. Sounds good. All right. Listen, be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you for hanging out for Coffee Talk. I'll see you all on TV in just a couple of minutes. And of course, we'll be right back here live tomorrow morning. I'll be at my house. I won't be sitting in this seat, but we'll still be here for Coffee Talk.